What's going on, all you Halloween enthusiasts out there? Your two favorite horror fanatics and critics are back tonight for our 31 Days of Horror Halloween special. And we wanted to do something special this year for you. We are going to go back and review a couple of classic TV horror episodes for you.
Well, it was a long trip, but we're almost there.
Homer, did you remember to lock the front door of the house?
Don't! Well, it's been two long trips, but we're finally almost there again.
When you locked the front door, did you remember to lock the back door?
Don't!
So that's right. This is our Halloween special episode, and we haven't covered these. I guess me and you did review like the reboot of Are You Afraid of the Dark back in 2019. I think we reviewed a few episodes of that. So looking into this, we decided to pick an episode that would be something that interested us and one of the most talked about of the how many years of Simpsons now. I mean, there's like 30 going on 40 years of this show. I mean, it's crazy how many seasons of this show has been on, and they shoot it every year, different concept, usually three different stories. And in this one, we chose it. It was one of the strongest rated, and going off of a horror movie, a spoof of that, one that we love, of course, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, season 6, episode 6, and it's The Shinning.
The Shinning, because they didn't want to get sued, which I thought was very clever in this episode. Yeah, I haven't seen this in probably since it aired many, many years ago. But this is a take on The Shining, of course, called The Shinning. And even the intro of the episode is super cool because they have like spooky names like Macabre, Matt Groening, and like Dracula, like the writers and animation editors, everybody attached to this all had like a spooky name, which I thought was super clever and interesting.
Yeah, I love that. And of course, the opening credits, like you mentioned, and then the couch gag, like they do every episode. And this one was really cool. Basically, I think their bodies got pulled inside out, so you get to see their insides. Is really cool. They always have good couch gags. This one was phenomenal too. So we have the Shinning in one segment, and the next segment was called Time and Punishment, which was a parody of Ray Bradbury's A Sound of Thunder, which had Homer go back in time. And, every time he went back in time, he altered history in a way. So when he finally gets back to seemingly what is his normal life, he finds out that it's, he's changed history and something isn't right there. And then the final, segment here was a spin on Soylent Green, a movie that I know that you've seen plenty of times and reviewed. Basically we find out that the principal Skinner here is using the students that are in detention, and he's basically feeding them to students at lunchtime in the cafeteria.
Pretty spooky and gnarly writing in that segment of this episode. And really enjoyed that. I like what they did with the characters and all, three different stories. But I think, The Shining being my favorite because I love The Shining, like most of us. Stanley Kubrick, and I love how they're like driving into the mountains, just like the movie. And they're like, oh, yeah, I forgot this. They'd have to drive back. And it's, the title the next day, Wednesday. You're like, oh, we forgot Grandpa at the gas station, drive back. So it took them forever to get there.
Yeah.
Dope. Forgot to do that. And they're up there, the hotel, I mean. And there's no beer, and of course, Homer starts going crazy, and it was just really funny and laugh out loud humor.
No beer and no television. Of course,
Yeah.
Homer's going to go crazy. It doesn't take long for him to start going crazy either. It's pretty funny just how quickly he starts going insane in this and picks up the axe and goes after the family. A lot of great references from the movie here. Loved this segment. It was awesome. Just one of the best episodes for sure. I love Mr. Burns. Of course, it's his mountain lodge and being this, billionaire in this world, and has the Simpsons family come and watch it. It's just hilarious. But yeah, seeing Homer chase after the family was really cool. And then they have the ending, of course, the
Ton of
maze
fun.
scene at the end with the scene of them all becoming frozen out and just freezing up, like at the end of The Shining.
Yeah, it was a really awesome episode. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen this in a very, very long time. I haven't really watched much of The Simpsons since probably like the mid '90s, so I'm so behind. I don't know if I'll ever watch it. Maybe one day when I'm retired, I'll watch all 60 seasons of it. Definitely one that stands out, one of the better ones. This is a great episode to watch during the Halloween season if you're looking for something to check out. It's on Disney Plus and Hulu, I believe. So if you have it out there, give this one a watch. You'll have a good time watching with your kids and family. It's a good spooky episode. It gives that Halloween vibe. So with that being said, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 Homer hair pieces.
I'm going to give it a little higher than you, a 4.5 out of 5 Principal Skinner hair pieces. So let's get into Are You Afraid of the Dark, the great spooky kids series airing on Nickelodeon that I remember from back in the day, from back in the 90s. And which episode are you covering here, Uncle Logan?
I was thinking about this long and hard for the past week because I've been rewatching all the Are You Afraid of the Darks that are currently streaming on Paramount Plus. Been revisiting these when you're over. We watched a few episodes. Just one of my favorite, TV shows growing up as a kid, Nickelodeon, Saturday nights on Snick. It'd be really spooky for, elementary school kid. And you couldn't go to sleep, but I was thinking long and hard about all the great episodes, but one that always stood out in my mind that scared the crap out of me when I was 7 years old, came out, was the second episode of the series, came out in 1992. Of course, I'm talking about The Tale of Laughing in the Dark. This has to
Ooh,
do with Zebo the clown,
ooh,
which is
creepy.
part of why I am really scared of clowns. This, and of course, It that came out around the same time, Pennywise miniseries. But this one really stands out, really scared me as a kid, and rewatching it, it's still pretty spooky. It has to do with a kid named Josh. He's kind of a prankster kid, and he's trying to prove that this fun house in town isn't haunted. So he steals the animatronic clown's nose, brings it home, and starts to notice all this weird stuff happening at his house. And the ghost of Zebo, the clown, is showing up at his house, and he smells cigar smoke, and he notices the nose and all this weird stuff happening, getting phone calls and stuff like that. And he's trying to figure out what he can do, and just a lot of great suspense, spooky parts in this, and definitely one of the better Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes out there. What I love about the show, it's Canadian. They filmed this in Montreal and Quebec, so a lot of the kids, you'll see like a young Ryan Gosling, Alicia Cuthbert, Finch from American Pie was in one of the episodes. I mean, there's a ton of actors back in the day when they were kids, so I thought it was pretty cool. And stands the test of time. I think this was on for like 10 years from 1990 to 2000-ish. And then the revival, of course, came out in 2019. But one of my favorite childhood shows next to Home Improvement. I love watching the show, especially during the Halloween season, 31 Days of Horror. If you guys have Paramount Plus out there, definitely check out the seasons currently streaming. And it's a really good time to watch with kids, get some popcorn, get scared. So I'm going to give this episode The Tale of Laughing in the Dark. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 Zebo hair pieces.
I hate clowns. Yeah, that's a terrifically creepy clown, I'd say. The eyes, yeah, everything about it creeps me out.
Rewatching all the originals, especially the first 3 or 4 seasons are the best. Really great writing, bunch of great characters that keep showing up. There's an actor named Aaron Tager. He played the Carney in this. He played a few different roles throughout the series. So you'll see some different actors playing different characters, which I thought was cool. But definitely a great time to revisit this.
Oh yeah, the perfect time to revisit these two franchises. Yeah, like you mentioned, The Simpsons show that I definitely haven't kept up with. I know every year there's going to be a new one, and they do spoofs and spin-offs of classic franchises and other things. They always try to push the envelope for those. So yeah, both of these TV series, are great to go back and revisit and review for you guys. And we always love doing this. We did Home Improvement and Roseanne, like you mentioned last year. Just some phenomenal TV, especially for this period of time back in the 90s. It just had banger Halloween episodes in particular, and just got the vibe of Halloween down, whereas a lot of things that come out now just can't seem to find that perfect Halloween vibe. But yeah, both of these definitely have done that. along the years. Thank you guys so much for watching our 31 Days of Horror special here. We are done with 31 Days of Horror. I'm sad and disturbed. I don't want to leave horror behind, but we know we won't. We'll be watching more horror completely following after this. We're going to revisit Thanksgiving around Thanksgiving time. I'm sure that we have Nosferatu, Christmas time. So yeah, the horror is never going to stop here. But as far as a video a day from these boys, it ends here until next year. But we can't wait for 2025.
That's right. It's been a blast reviewing movies and TV shows with you all month long. Lots of preparation, lots of lots of hours watch, movies and TV shows trying to get ready for this. But it's always a great time with you, my man. I love, each year we come up with different, ideas of what we're going to be doing. So next year's going to be even bigger and better, and more great movie and TV shows coming out next year too. So I'm super excited for that. Wanted to say thanks to all you out there watching this entire month. It really has been a Halloween treat reviewing these for you.
Thank you guys so much. And until next 31 Days of Horror, I'm Uncle Henry Hill. Thank you guys.
And I'm Uncle Logan Myers signing out until the next 31 Days of Horror review in 2025. Cheers! Bye.
Take a little walk to the edge of town and go across the track where the viaduct looms like a bird of doom as a ship